Shout out to festivals and giant subwoofers.
Welcome to SlamCast. In this episode, we get to sit down with Shawn Who, a Native American bass music producer and DJ. Shawn is catching stride in his career, showing how consistency and dedication really pays off.
We talk about cultural influences, his journey from hip-hop to the bass music scene, and what it means to invest in yourself as an artist.
We also get into navigating social media and blending tradition with innovation in today's music scene.
It's a powerful conversation with a unique voice in the bass music scene.
Let's get into it.
So we're here with Shawn Who at SlamCast.
Hey.
It's Shawn. Who is it? It's Shawn, everybody.
Shawn
Welcome.
what? Shawn Who.
Let's give it up for Shawn Who, guys. Thank you for coming out, man. Appreciate you for coming on SlamCast.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you guys having me, for real.
Of course, yo.
How's your weekend been?
It's been pretty good. Pretty chill.
Any gigs?
Friday, so we talked about this outside. I'm a full-time DJ outside of the music project. I had one of my residencies in Minneapolis here.
Nice.
Basement bar.
Oh, cool.
Some college bar ratchetry.
Dude,
Nice.
yeah, I kind of
It was
refuse to go there anymore, but I do like when the DJ's good, it's good.
Yeah.
It's super funny because like as a patron, I would never.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But as a DJ, it's super fun.
I'm all yeah. I can live behind a table dancing to any music. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gang.
Gang.
There's always people that want to dance there, so that's cool. It seems like a fun venue
For sure.
to
There's a
DJ
couple
at.
crews that I see there all the time that are like proper dancing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Not just like some sweaty, like 21-year-olds.
Just ass everywhere. Just ass getting thrown everywhere. Sweaty
Just
ass.
the guy standing immediately behind the girl.
yeah. Being mad creepy. Like not knowing what to do with himself.
As the DJ, be like, hey, man, what up?
Hey, real shit. I'm big on safety, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I had to boot a guy on Friday, because
damn.
he was being super fucking weird with a girl, you know?
You just call him out while you're
Yeah,
on the
fuck
DJ.
yeah,
Fuck
that
yeah,
shit,
dude. Dude, hell yeah, dude.
Fuck weirdos on the dance
Fuck
floor, dude.
weirdos, dude. Don't be fucking weird.
Don't be fucking weird.
No,
Don't be
dude.
creepy and
Are
don't
you-
be fucking
are you
weird.
from
Major
the?
key.
do you live in the cities, or you said you just came
Yeah,
out?
so me and my wife just moved out of St. Paul. We're in Inver Grove. We just bought a house. So.
Nice, congratulations.
Cool,
Yeah.
Yeah,
congrats.
a homeowner in the house.
Yeah.
And married. Whoa. We love that though.
The oldest person you brought on the podcast. Just kidding.
No, Chuck
Just
Love's
kidding.
been on here, so
Okay.
I
Sorry,
think he's
Chuck.
1,000. So yeah, we're good. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, the wife, you put a ring on it. You know?
Yeah, she had to lock it down. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, you're young.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
30
wait. Oh yeah. You want some old man shit?
Yes.
I'm 33.
Yeah.
I just had a birthday.
I remember shit.
Yeah.
Wait, what year was it again?
Hey, dude. After 25, you just start forgetting.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. So let's just start talking about some of the stuff you've been up to recently.
Yeah.
We saw that you just had a song come out.
Still
Yeah.
here.
Still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an incredible track. There's so much power behind it.
Thank you.
So congratulations on that release. It's super awesome. And I want to just know, like, when did the inspiration hit you for that track? Was it while you were recording the album for Thomas X and the Little Bears, or was it in the studio, like, after the fact to create Still Here?
So long story to it,
That's-
right?
Go
That's
for
great.
it. We're here for it.
So about a year ago, last January, I opened for Man's Like Joe Nice. Shout out.
Joe Nice. Joe Nice is dope.
Yeah,
Hell
shout out. That's the homie.
Mhm.
So I opened up for him here at Art Shelf in Uptown here.
Oh, cool.
And preparing for that set, I was making a bunch of music, and like essentially like the first 10 minutes of my set, like I made fresh for that show.
Oh, cool.
And it was a really cool exercise because a lot of the music that I've been putting out came from that like month and a half of being manic Just like making music. And like
Mm-hmm.
my song Mashkiki came from that session. Still Here came from that session. Fight for Your Rights came from that session. So just like a bunch of the music that I'm like preparing to put out right now too came from that session.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
and you know, I've had the idea of, you know, using my culture and using these songs, within my music. You know,
Yeah.
you know, shout out to like Hallucination and
Were
The
you-
Tribe Called Red and all that.
Were you before this project using like a lot of Native American or Indigenous people? Sorry, I just found I am too. But any of those sounds, or like, were you was that a big part of your project before, or are you now incorporating it more?
It wasn't really a big part of my project before.
Okay.
You know, I was using sounds here and there, but it's such I tiptoe around that space, right? Because like I try to be as respectful as possible with it. I don't want to piss any elders off. You know, there's lots of talk of like pretendians and appropriators and all that stuff, and just like some of the weirdness I'm facing now, like, you know, people hitting the lilies in the crowd and like then being like, you know, acting native, dancing around powwow, pretend dancing around, and like I'm getting weird comments in my DMs and like people being super weird about it, you know? And so it's kind of something I avoided for a while, but it's also something that like I've wanted to put into my music.
Yeah.
Because shout out to like the homie G-Dubs and like Indigenous out of Kansas. You know, there's a handful of us kind of like doing this style of music.
Yeah, it's really good too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like the incorporation of it as well. So like I think that so I guess really quick then, if you are making this kind of music, do you just don't want, like, do you think it's not, I guess not right, but like this is the kind of like space you're creating. Where is it weird that they would want to dance like that if there's someone in front doing it? Like, because I noticed you brought someone on stage for the Caboose performance.
Yeah.
And I've been to a show for Dirtwire where they have worked with the tribe, and for their last two concerts, they brought up someone and danced with us.
Yeah, they bring a fancy dancer with them. I'm pretty
exactly.
sure. I forget his name, but I'm pretty sure he tours with them.
They had some lady the other time too. But
sure,
so I was just wondering, like, what do you think about that? Like, is it all right if we? I don't know. Sorry.
It's no need to be sorry. It's like you know, hate and weirdness comes from like ignorance, right? Like people just don't know. So it's, you know, it's people like me and people like some of the people I listed making the music. Like it's up to us to like educate people about it, right?
Yes.
You know, we bring our culture because these are open practices, but it's still something you got to be careful with, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It's like the headdress conversation, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, they're not allowed at a lot of festivals, and like I said, y'all want to play Indian, we're gonna play capture coup, you know what I mean? we're gonna count coup, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird conversation because a lot of these things, like residential schools and all that stuff, that didn't happen that long ago.
Yeah.
I like to give people perspective of Native Americans in this country weren't allowed to vote in every state until 1970.
Oh dang.
My mom was born in 1960.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
a generation away.
yeah.
It's
Like my grandpa was in the residential schools and boarding schools and all that, getting beat by nuns. So it's a weird thing, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I just found out I was Indigenous like in November, and one of my great grandmother was in Red Lake, was brought to a boarding school, and like she was the lineage was like they cut her hair, English to her, and then she is like kind of pushed it away, pushed her Native American away, and so it's just like it's only a generation or so right behind us where they're making them forget.
Yeah, for sure.
So and she doesn't connect with it at all from what I hear. She don't want to like know her family, but yeah.
Well, people get scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like real trauma there.
Yeah, real trauma, and like, I mean, imagine you're 5-year-old getting ripped away from your family, getting thrown into some school, getting your hair cut off, speaking your native tongue and getting beat for it. You would be scared to reconnect too.
Yeah, especially with
absolutely.
the stigmatism, or like being like, oh, I if I can connect with what's not being harmed, it'll be a lot easier to deal with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So it's like people in my generation and younger, like we're reclaiming, right? So
Yeah.
to bring it back to my music, this is a way that I'm reclaiming. You know what I mean? Bringing our music and our culture to the modern day.
Yeah. It's original dance music. So now we're bringing it with modern dance music.
Hey, you know it's crazy. It's crazy you say that. Like standing around the big drum, like it's recordings don't do it justice. Because when you're standing around a big drum, you're quite literally getting rocked with bass.
Heck yeah.
You know what I mean?
We've loved the bass
there's
forever.
like 10 to 12 dudes hitting that drum, and that drum you feel it in your chest. You know what I mean? So I used to make the joke. I was like, man, power music like this, like big drum music, that was the original bass music. Yeah.
How
Clip that. Yeah.
we're gonna make a reel out of that later. Okay. No, but how has combining the modern dance music with traditional dance music reshaped your connection to what you're creating and the community that you're around?
I think for me and a lot of other people that enjoy bass music, there's lots of native ravers. There just are, and people discovering me all over the country. I'm getting like DMs from people that I've never met before, have no connection to, and telling me that my music is making it easier for them to come to the drum because it's making it, for lack of a better term, like accessible,
More approachable.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. More approachable, and like it is dance music. Powwows are a celebration. They're to come together. They're to dance. They're to compete. And some people think it's like way too sacred. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And of course it is. The drum is sacred. These songs are sacred. But it's not like, oh my God, like I can't do anything around these things. You know what I mean? Like it's meant to move people. It's meant you're meant to dance to it. You're meant to bob your head. You're meant to move your feet.
Yeah.
So I think combining these two styles of music for me is just making it more approachable. Is a great way to put it, I think.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And some of the backlash that you're facing around that topic, how are you dealing with that?
It's fun.
With the middle finger.
Motherfuckers.
Just like that.
Fucking clip that. Motherfuckers. I think the funniest part about that question is like I'm not receiving any backlash from Indian country.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
You know what I mean?
I was just
It's
curious because
mostly-
you said like you want to respect the elders and like
Yeah.
in mind, too.
And anyone that I know of, they love it. They're like, oh, this is just our music with a bunch of bass added to it.
yeah.
Yeah. But the weird backlash I'm getting are from like overly woke white people.
Dude.
How the fuck you gonna tell me I'm appropriating my own culture?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You don't tell Snoop Dogg he's appropriating his.
yeah, fucking weirdos.
Fucking weird.
Dude.
Yeah, and yeah, dude.
That's why. So people accuse you of appropriating your own culture.
Yeah, that shit is wild, dog.
That is
What the
weird.
fuck?
Let's not put people on it. Let's put just like one or two dudes in the fucking pool of people. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't want to put that out there that like,
Yeah.
oh, a bunch of people are telling me no. It was like fucking one dude
Sure.
that was like trying to talk shit.
Yeah.
And then shout out to the community around me. They went after him.
As they should.
Right. Because I faced a couple like weird weird comments and people being weird about things, and like the homies checking them, you know, and like
Yeah.
because it's like a double-edged sword, right? Like it's really cool that my music is starting to like catch some traction and it's getting out there to people that have never heard it or never heard of me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the internet.
Yeah.
The internet, when people aren't face to face with each other, they feel like they can talk out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I'm not a
Definitely.
real, like I'm not a real person.
Like there's no
Definitely.
repercussions for your actions on the internet.
No.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this on the other podcast I run, where the people will just be typing hate comments to some of these comedians, and the comedian, one of them was just like, "Yeah." So I just text back, "Hey, that hurt my feelings," and the guy would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to. I didn't even know you'd reply to this." Like,
right. It's so real though, you know. Like the most recent one, some chick commented on Still Here in my SoundCloud and was like, this song is really dope, but the vocals are corny or some shit.
What the?
I love the song, but anything that has to do with Native American and get it out, dude.
What?
This would be so cool without the vocals or some shit.
If it was like more Lady Gaga or like, pop.
And then they send you a stemmed out version without the vocals. They're like this, you know.
Cause let's make another remix of fucking Creed. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I try to like, as my music is gaining more traction, I'm so grateful for it, but I am, having to not look in the comment section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not conducive to what you're doing and you feel a need to create a certain way, why search for validation?
But also, I'm an internet whore, so like, so like, I be looking, you know what I mean? Like, I be looking, dude. And it's like, so I try to not put any energy into it, but like, also my music's my fucking baby, man. You know what I mean? Those songs are my children, dog. You know what I mean?
And it looks like majority of the comments are supportive, so you want to be able to like take all of that support into
engage with the people that support.
Yeah.
I feel like other producers can feel me though, when like it's like we soak in all that love, but it's like that one fucking comment, that one hate comment, you're like, it's just like it bothers you.
Yeah.
You'll remember that. You get 100 nice comments and remember the one hate one.
Yeah.
The one hate one would be like, I like your song, but the vocals are kind of whack.
Calling it powwow music is racist.
We weren't, how did you know we were having that conversation right before you walked in? We're like, Rhea, you can't say powwow. Actually, don't know if you can, though, to be honest.
No, that's so funny.
I'm native and I don't even know if I could say shit.
Hey, it's powwow music. Don't
powwow music.
Hey, you know what I mean?
You got to put it where it says dubstep. You got to put powwow music.
Well, that's some of my like early marketing was like powwow, handshake, dubstep. You know what I mean?
Love
so it's
it.
like that's like some of the marketing that I was trying out. You know
like
what
a
I mean?
bass speaker wearing a headdress.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of.
Hey, dude, I got a homie that has like a microphone tattoo with like a headdress on it. You know what I mean? And he's a rapper.
Awesome.
So shout out to Thomas X.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. People overthink some of these things, and I think a lot of this shit is like, as long as you're being respectful and if you get checked, be checked.
Yeah.
And
like take that as a learning moment.
Yeah. Like, whoops, I didn't know. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Be like, I was doing it right.
Yeah. Like that dude that was telling me I was appropriating my own culture. He got checked and then he just kept doubling down, dude.
Oh no.
Doubling down and not giving it to the next person.
We're gonna put him in the comments. Everybody hate on this dude. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. That shit was forever ago now, but
yeah.
It goes to show like how much that like sticks with you, right? Because like we're fucking sitting here talking about it. Fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah. It's all about like the ego you have and the intent you bring to the table as well. And if those are both off check, you cannot be helped. Like,
yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna have your ideas of life, and then you're just gonna be that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. You have to check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel a responsibility to like bring your heritage into your music, or is it something that just like happens?
I don't think I necessarily feel a responsibility to do it. You know what I mean? It's just something that's cool for me,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't see it a lot. You know, like I said, there's only like a handful of us doing it,
Yeah.
you know, and it's dope. There's native ravers, dude.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are, you know, and I have people either in my DMs or comments, or people have come up to me and being like, oh my God, I love other native peoples out in the space, being like, oh man, I love your music. Like it makes this place feel more like home for me, you know, and like I've never seen that before, or you know, it's emotional for some people,
Yeah.
right? You know, it's you know, especially like my song Mashkiki. Mashkiki for me was emotional, you know, like that. Mashkiki is Ojibwe Moan for medicine, because I'm a strong believer that like music is medicine,
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Music
And-
medicine.
Yeah, it's those vibrations, you know, help you get through things. You know, people go through stuff and work it out on the dance floor, work it out, you know, listening to music, and like
Absolutely.
so music is like a powerful tool to do that. You know, so bringing my culture in, like the dancers and the, you know, in Indian country, you'll hear people saying like, I dance for the people, or like I sing for the people. Like I make music for myself, you know, but I make music for the people too,
Sure.
you know, and to help heal, you know.
Yeah.
And there's more to music than making bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, sir. Music isn't just tear out dubstep or rhythm or tear out drops and bass music.
Yeah. That shit's fucking dope. but like,
That shit's
yeah, you know, that shit is dope, dog. But like at the same time, it's like, you know, if we can invoke emotion, you know, while we're doing the thing, that's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, it can act as like a release, you know. It's a bass music, you know, for me getting into like the bass music scene, like standing in front of those subwoofers under the stars at a festival, just like letting loose, like it was like cathartic, right? Like
You feel like
That
you're
is
connecting with
beautiful.
the higher power every time. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's such a beautiful space. Like, yeah, festival, no shoes, grass.
I want to
Shout-
be there right now.
shout out to festivals and giant subwoofers.
Giant
Palate cleansing
subwoofers.
subwoofer.
Yes.
When did you start getting on stage at festivals and stuff?
So I guess you guys might not know. You know, I've been in the music space, you know, making music and performing music for 17 years.
Oh, dang.
Amazing.
The Shawn Who project is like relatively new, you know.
Okay.
I started in hip hop.
Yeah.
So like,
How long ago was that? I guess 17 years ago.
yeah. So I guess someone can check my math here, but I like started making hip hop beats when I was like 15,
Oh, nice.
something like that.
Yeah.
On a cracked version of Fruity Loops. Shout out to Pirate Bay and Fruity Loops 7.
Shout out to Pirate Bay and Fruity Loop 7.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gang.
And you're like, I have $100. I can buy it now.
yeah, literally. I got $200. I can buy the perpetual license.
And it'll last forever. F you, Ableton.
Yeah, straight up. But so like a long answer to your question is I've been on stages forever, and you know, I come from a family of musicians too. So
Yeah.
one of my uncle, he just stopped not too long ago, but one of my uncles was a radio DJ. My other uncle did the radio DJ thing for a while. But he was a touring musician forever.
Yeah.
And they were doing the mobile DJ thing when I was growing up. And like, so my mom was a singer. She's a wedding funeral singer, and they're all in bands, and you know, so I mean, I've been around music since I can remember.
Yeah.
One of my first memories is holding onto my mom's leg and looking up at her while she's like singing in front of a crowd. You know what I mean? That's genuinely like one of my first
Damn.
memories.
That's
you know?
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You're like, I want to do that when I grow up. Shit.
Yeah.
Being in front of a crowd's awesome.
Yeah. So it's like, so the you know, I always get complimented on my like stage presence and all that, and it's like, well, it comes natural at this point because like I've been in front of people since forever.
Yeah.
You know, and like, and rapping is a lot different than being a DJ because you're way more involved with the crowd. You're like,
Were you an MC?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I assumed you were just making beats, but were you also on stage rapping and stuff too?
Yeah, so I was rapping, you know, in my heyday. I was touring around I toured around the Midwest for like a decade with a crew
what was
called
your rap name?
Oh God.
Oh no! I thought you were just gonna gloss
Yeah. It's good. No. So I went by Real Truth.
Real Truth?
Yeah, back in the day, and you know, I was making beats for myself. I was making some beats for the homies, and like in our I toured with a crew called Zen People.
Zen People.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just recently tour with them?
Mm-mm.
No, okay. We were wondering on your bio it says have recently toured with them, right? Or no?
I just said toured the Midwest with
Toured
some people.
them. Okay, cool. Then that's who
not recently.
Sweet. I'm dyslexic.
What was that experience like touring with a group of people?
Oh, it was great. I love those dudes. They were all in my wedding. You know what
Oh,
I mean? They're some of
amazing.
my best friends in the world.
That sounds like a blast.
They're still making music, doing the thing, touring.
Zen People is like a band?
No, so we were
A rap crew?
we were like a collective of artists, right? Like we it's funny, like we tried. We never actually made like an album together. Like we started to, and like I don't know, it just never panned out.
It's hard.
All of our styles were so different, right?
Yeah.
Like I ate acid and fucking started making like the last album I put out as a rapper was called Starseed, and that whole album was like inspired by a really heavy acid trip. You know what I mean? And like it was very trippy, and like it's like a concept album. All the songs blended into each other, and like
Dope.
and my homie Jansen's very much like a chopper rapper, real freestyle MC type dude, and like he's a really talented beat maker too. My homie Ryan is like very much into like jam bandy hip hop, and like he has a band called Highlight now.
Oh,
Shout out Cold Sweat, the homie.
Are they from Minneapolis?
He lives in Minneapolis now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They just played a show last night.
Oh, dope.
yeah. At the White Squirrel, I think.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're super dope. They're like a 5-piece band now.
Oh, cool.
So
With an MC?
he's the MC, and then
he has a band around.
he has a band around.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it's like they're doing the thing. Jansen's still touring, and then back before any of us were DJs or like knew how to do the thing with DJing, our homie New Rain was DJing for us. You know.
Okay.
And then I started taking the production thing to the stage, and I was like finger drumming live on stage, and like
sick.
we had like a show, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we would do like 2-3 songs each, and then like in between the songs, like I was like finger drumming, and like we had little routines worked out to like,
cool.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was tight.
Yeah, sounds like production, yo.
Yeah. It
shit fun.
was super fun.
Yeah.
And then I shut the fuck up, and I wanted to get into the, you know, the EDM scene, right?
Yeah.
Were you
Like-
going to raves or anything around that time?
Yeah, a little bit. I actually kind of like discovered the like festival scene and bass music scene a little bit older,
Yeah.
right? Like I was very much in the hip hop world. You know, I was going to hip hop shows.
They're two different worlds, and to be
Yeah.
honest, when it comes to
It's
like
weird. It's weird because they're like cousins,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they're cousins that like only see each other on Christmas. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's real though.
Don't
It's
do
like-
that, dude.
It's like you know,
A lot of I know a lot of hip hop producers that became like the guy. I'm in a band with a dude. This is our rig. He's a hip hop producer that became a bass music producer.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
shit, dude.
It's like Skrillex and Rick Ross went and smoked a joint before dinner
Yeah,
at Christmas. You know what I mean?
exactly. Shout out to Skrillex.
But yeah,
When was that transition from hip hop to the bass music scene?
maybe like early 2015, 2016, maybe.
Okay.
I was the transition kind of happened in a way of like the last rap album I put out was very like my most popular song from it was called Nikola Tesla, and it like had a drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I was like rapping over the thing, and then
You
a
like
drop
were dabbling
happened.
your toes
was-
into.
I was
bass.
dabbing into the EDM drops.
Yeah.
EDM. I say, you know,
Bass
it's like
music.
bass
Yeah.
music, bass music
EDM
drops.
is Marshmallow. Bass music is Shawn Who.
Yeah,
Let's go.
140.
140. Oh, I've never even heard 142. So proud of this guy. Never once.
Open up my dial, put it to 140.
Dude.
Lock it in. But yeah, so I mean I was like dabbling with all that stuff and like dabbling with like, you know, messing around with I could never afford all this stuff, but like messing with like, you know, all the synths that I could
Sure.
in
Digital or analog?
yeah, digital.
Digital.
Yeah.
Did you get
all-
Serum too?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I haven't even upgraded my Fruity Loops. I'm still on FL20.
We in Ableton land, we don't know what that means.
Yeah. They're on FL24.
Oh shit! Oh,
Yeah,
I'm still on
yeah.
Ableton 11, and so I feel you.
You
Hey,
are?
make
Yeah, I can't afford 12.
Oh yeah, I know. You
Oh, you know,
actually-
$200 to get it.
you know.
That's what I'm saying. So
Anybody
Oh,
have
you
a
could've bought
cracked
it
version
once?
of Ableton?
Could have bought Fruity
12?
Loops once. I could update. I could update for free if I wanted
What
to.
the?
Wow.
Because I bought it forever ago.
But so yeah, so you're getting into synths. Were you using so when you're transitioning from like your hip hop and rapping into bass music? Were you like learning to? Did you have to start learning how to use Serum and all that type of stuff, or were you using a lot of that in your hip hop?
So, I mean, before I even knew what Serum was, I was using Citrus, which is in Fruity Loops. And it's like a
What kind of synthesizer?
it's like a it's like a wavetable synth type thing.
Yeah, it's wavetable, yeah.
Cool.
And like just not knowing what the fuck I was doing because I came from hip hop, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was sample based. Everything
Yeah.
Yep.
was sample based.
You're not designing
I
for
was
sound.
I was digging through crates of records and sampling shit and like finding drums that way too and like, you know, big up Splice.
Yeah.
Because fucking
And now
that
fuck
changed
Splice.
that changed the game though.
Yeah.
That like, you know, just finding just like finding drums and shit though. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like finding inspiration from there and you know, it's crate digging changed when all that stuff started coming around and
Yep.
you know, shout out to YouTube too. Crate digging on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
freesounds.org.
.org. Yeah.
Free sounds
There's
like-
shout out to all the
Like
like
any sample based.
the weird
thing.
little things, you know, or the weird little websites that like no one knows about, and it's like, I got this sample from a thing that doesn't exist anymore, or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
rare samples. You
I know like Splice is not like ethically a great site, but neither is Spotify, and we all still like put our music there for people to hear. So it's like,
Fuck Spotify.
do you want people
We
to
are
like
on it, but
we are on it. Yeah.
video's up, so
pay us?
they make you be on it so that you can put the video on it. So fuck Spotify. Anyway,
Yeah. It's the beast of the game, right?
if you need
Yeah.
samples, though, I got so many samples if you want some. So I have like
Yeah.
75 gigs of cool drums. So.
Well, I'm like the now that I like really know what I'm doing, you know, within my DAW versus just like sampling the fuck out of things. I do a lot of sound design. Like most of the sound design you hear on all my shit is all me. I'm not using samples or anything
Yeah.
like that. Like
That's dope.
I'm just pressing record and turning knobs
Yeah.
until and do that for 3 hours, then have a whole mud pie and
Yep.
you know, clip it and do whatever with it, you know.
clip it, clip that.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, making all my own sounds and shit, you know, and getting the homies to come in too
Yeah.
and like recording stuff that way.
Hell yeah.
And you know, even the sampling stuff, like my homie Tito Yubera on Mashkiki, that's him singing which is, I know you guys probably don't know who Tito Yubera is. He's like Indian country famous. He's a comedian.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But he, it's just funny because when I put out that song, like the homies were like, oh, is he like talking some bullshit in the front of it? And like, then they heard the song. They're like, the song is dope, but like, where's Tito? And I was like, he's singing, bro. Like that's his vocals, dude. He's like, he was a champion singer before anything, you know? for real though.
Was he doing singing competitions?
Well, no, I like powwows and stuff, man. Yeah.
Whoa, see,
yeah.
I've never heard the word champion singer.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So he, I was doing, you know, on some audio stuff here. I was doing some audio work for a film that
cool.
Tito was a part of, and we were together for like a week out in Duluth. And one day afterwards, I just asked him, I was like, hey, would you ever like bless me with, you know, some vocals or whatever? This was like, gotta understand, I had the vocals for Mashkiki for like 4 years before I ever used them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I just had it on deck.
Yeah.
And like,
you found the right place for it.
Yeah. I
That's
needed
cool.
to find a space for it.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's like, but that's like the beauty of collecting samples, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, we run around with our little recorders or our phones or whatever, you know, standing next to a creek,
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
holding
yeah.
the thing to it.
Yep.
You never know when you're gonna use it, right? So
Yeah.
you just throw it into a folder and
Yeah.
name it something you're never gonna remember. And
It's like hoarding done the right way because it takes up no physical space. So you might as well hoard.
yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
Make your computer folders a nightmare. It's the producer way.
Exactly. So you have been producing music for other artists as well.
Mhm.
Like you've created a whole album for people.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that? Did they just know that you were producing music and came to you for
Yeah.
assistance?
Yeah. So I assume you're talking about like Thomas X.
Yeah.
And like all that. Thomas X is the homie. Shout out to him. He's on council in Red Lake now. He's doing huge things for his community. Shout out to Red Lake Nation just in general.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where the Little Bear Singers are from.
Okay.
Ooh.
I've done a lot of work out there. So Thomas X, before council and now he heads up the 2 Boys and Girls Clubs out there.
Cool.
So he's brought me out there to like record some of the kids and like,
Oh, sweet.
you know, because some of the kids like showed some interest in wanting to like make a little album with their like hand drum songs, like cultural stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Brendan Strong from Little Bear was like one of their cultural leaders, and like he would, you know, teach kids songs and like,
Mhm.
so I'd been going out there forever, and they used to. I think he's just got a little too much on his plate to keep doing it, but they used to throw a thing called the Motherland Block Party, and so like I'd go out there and DJ for that, and like,
That sounds
I know Thomas from Rap Days, right?
Okay.
So like,
Sure.
you know, on just touring the Midwest, you know, it's just like the bass music community. It's big, but it's small,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
the longer you do it, we're gonna meet. You're
Yeah.
gonna meet everybody. Yeah, literally, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Butta was in the studio here, you know, like, oh, just, shit, what's up, dog? You know, you know, so like we ran into each other, and like, Indigenous creators, like, if you jive, you jive,
Yeah.
right? So there's so few of us in the space, so it's when I meet other native creators and I jive with them, they're the homies now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Of
It's,
course.
it's like let's make something. Let's work together. Let's hang out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk on the phone. You know what I mean? Let's
Just
help each
connect
other in this
more.
ecosystem.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
Of course.
So just knowing Thomas from the Rap Days like that, I'd produced a few songs for him randomly here and there,
Cool.
and I had been sending him beats, and we were working on some songs together, and it just accidentally turned into a whole album.
Cool.
You know, and then he asked me to record it too. So like he came up from Red Lake, and we rented out a studio and
Mhm.
banged out all those songs over a weekend, and
Sweet.
mixed it and mastered it, and yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Oh.
Do you mix and master all your own music?
No, so I mix all my own music, but I'm a strong believer, and you should get a second ear in it to master it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Flip that too. Everybody, like, even if you're still figuring out how to master, definitely pay someone to do it, and then try to go against it. Go against someone else, and if you can't, then you know you're not good at mastering.
Yeah,
It
and it's
helps out a
not
lot.
even a matter of being good or bad at it. It's like your ears get fatigued on your own music. I mean, it's how long are you sitting there making? How long are you sitting on the same 8-bar loop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I could sit on the same 8-bar loop for days. You know what I mean?
Heard the song thousands of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shout out to my homie Anthony Casper.
Cool.
He masters all my music,
Awesome.
and he's actually. If I could give any advice to any young producers, shut the fuck up and listen to your OGs.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Cause I wish I would have been more open to constructive criticism when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause it's just, a few years ago, I kind of had like a head about it, you know what I mean? Just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, whatever, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
But a few years ago, I started sending my music to Casper,
Yeah.
and he dissected the fuck out of it, and it hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
But he's one of my best friends in the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
Sure.
he did it in a good way, like he wanted it to be better.
Yeah. And
He told me because he gave a shit,
Yeah.
and like, so he started just like dissecting it and giving me game, and like all the game he picked up from like the Turny and Sound Boys, and like all the, it's funny because he's only a year older than me, but he's real OG, like
Yeah.
been doing it a long time type thing.
Yeah. He knows how to move a woofer.
Yeah, for real. So I opened my mind up to it and started listening and taking advice from him. And like, I mean, you could go into my SoundCloud, go to the bottom, listen your way up, and just hear the difference in quality. Like
Yeah.
the ideas were there. He would never talk shit on the like creative side of it.
Yeah.
It was always just like the mix.
Yeah.
He was like, you could do this better. You could do this better.
1000%.
Think about the small little details and all that.
Having a mentor in a space like this in music, somebody with different ears and more trained ears is what's the word I'm trying to
It's like invaluable.
Invaluable. Like you can't, it's priceless.
So having the access to being able to reach out to some homie like that, like JP and Bionic are my homies, where I could be like, hey, I have no idea, and I could send it to them and get that same kind of feedback, and that only makes you better.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you know
Yeah.
that you have someone that you can lean on, and also you like push your shit really hard too, and see. Yeah, so that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
yeah.
somebody you trust too. That's like you
Yeah.
actually know, and not just an internet troll who's like, oh, the vocals sound cheesy or whatever the fuck. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
You didn't delete it. I want to be able to find that. I'm like, try to look it up on your phone.
It's funny. She doubled back on it, and like she said some real out of pocket shit, and she deleted that one. Fuck that bitch.
course.
Fuck that bitch. But yeah. No, it's listen to your OGs, man. I mean that's real talk. And I mean, it really is important to have like a mentor in this space.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to show too, like, you can't expect support from something you don't support, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, go to these shows, go to these spaces, people that you think are dope, go to their shows. If they're, even like on like the smaller scale, right? Like, oh my God, this person's really dope. They're playing my city. Let's go check them out.
Yeah.
Let's hit them up. Hit them up in the DMs. Like, you'd be surprised like how many people that like have a big following will answer anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hit them up.
Yeah.
Hit them up and
See if they want to do a podcast.
yeah. See if they want to do a podcast, but even just like get an ear on what you're doing, get some advice. And like, I mean, I know personally I've done it a ton of times with like, my music is, gaining some traction. That's great. The open format world, I'm like, I'm fucking out here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. On, not to like toot my own horn, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
No, we see it.
yeah.
Like we recognize the level that you're at through your social media even before we even sat down to meet with you.
Yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
it's just, you can tell there's a lot of passion there, and you can tell that you're fully invested into the project.
Right. But so I say that to say this is like, I have taken DJs under my wing
Yeah.
personally.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some homies, some people some people you don't know,
Yeah.
and like, I personally have, one of my little bros. He moved up here from Fargo. I got him all linked up with people, and like he's currently living as like a full-time DJ here, and I
sweet.
feel like a proud dad.
Aw.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's
It's-
beautiful.
so it's like, there's enough space for all of us to make a living
Yeah.
out here doing this stuff too,
Of course.
So it's super weird when when DJs try to like hoard
Knowledge. and
hoard
stuff.
knowledge, and
Yeah.
like it's like we share knowledge around here.
Yeah.
That's
want
how I feel about it, at least,
We want everyone's sets to be amazing. We
Yeah.
want dance floors to be moving butts. We're in any way we can give that knowledge down is always awesome.
Yeah. Cause why would you hoard the knowledge? It's just knowledge. You have to be able to use it still.
true.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you can give out as much game as you want, but if you're not practicing and acting upon it, nothing's gonna come from it.
And educating people teaches you more about what you're educating them about.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's full circle, full cycle. It works always.
Fuck yeah.
I want to get into your social media a little bit, because, like I said, it is like you can feel the passion through social media, which is not a skill set everybody has. So, first of all, big ups to you. I really loved the Instagram video, the reel, where you were just like, it was bloopers, basically. You're just like, fuck.
Play that right here.
Yo, coming up here a minute. Yeah. Yo, we're gonna have a vendor village in the caboose there. Fuck. All right. Yo. Fuck. Yo. Fuck. It's gonna be tight. Yo. Yo. The lineup. Fuck. Greasy ass drops like that. Fuck. 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 Yo. Fuck. I have a grass dancer coming out. Fuck me. Hopefully see you there.
Come on to the show. So good. So, do you get any inspiration from any pages in particular? How do you come up with your social media like ideas? You just let it flow off the dome?
I mean, social media stuff. I'm an internet whore.
Yes, as previously stated.
So like, I mean, I've just looked at social media and like what catches my eye. You know what I mean? And it's like what's catching my eye, and like as DJs and producers, everybody gets so caught up in what other DJs and producers think. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You have to take yourself out of that, right? Like, you got like, what is the average person gonna think when they look at this? You know, what's the eye candy? What's the brand look like? What's that shit that stuff is real, you know? And I make a lot of these videos. Shout out to my wife. Because she yeah my wife, but she acts as my like liaison before I post stuff, because like I'll show her things and be like, I'll think it's really dope, and she'll be like, it's too fast, or like this, like I couldn't even read this, or whatever.
As a normie.
Oh yeah. The ongoing joke is like when I DJ, she'll like stand to the side and be like, that was trash. Yeah. But people, you need that though, you know, like if you want to get better. hey, no, so that, I don't know, like with social media, I very much just like think about, what's it gonna look like to the eye, what point do I want to get across, make sure it's not too long, right? Yeah, I don't know. I hate talking on camera. I'm not a huge fan of that myself for my like social media stuff.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of my videos where it's like, it's just the song and like I just put text over it or whatever. And even that the blooper reel you're talking about. Yeah.
Up again.
Yo. That's I mean, it's just all those outtakes. Like I thought it was funny, but that like it's like general frustration, just getting it down because like I mean, people like write scripts down and all that. Like I think about what I'm trying to say on the spot and just say it until I get it right. Yeah, and that could work for that. It barely works for me. Other people might do better writing a script down or whatever, but yeah.
Do you edit your own videos on too?
Yeah. I just use CapCut.
Fun.
Oh, okay.
On your phone?
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, that's so hard. Good job. Good job.
As my phone gets all hot.
It's so
like
hard.
Trying to zoom in and like.
Oh my god. Oh, doing those little things where like I put my hand up like that and the like things come up and I'm like trying to do the key points on my phone.
Yeah, no, that sounds
nightmare.
That sounds like torture. To be honest.
Yeah. But you use what you have.
Exactly.
Right.
You can use CapCut on your computer.
Yeah, but I feel like it's better on your phone.
Is it?
I feel like it's.
Here's the thing. I use Final Cut, so I only use CapCut to caption because Final Cut it takes forever. So I just like finish the video in Final Cut, throw it in hit caption, and set it like that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if it's better on the computer or on your phone because I don't like doing anything on my phone. I refuse to use my phone for stuff like that. Fuck that.
Yeah, we throw middle fingers through this whole.
This has been great energy.
Spicy up in here.
Ooh.
Hell, well, that's good to know that you can run all that off your phone's CapCut.
Yeah. I mean,
CapCut free?
Yeah.
So there's a free version of
okay.
CapCut. I paid for the one that I use, but
early
early in the marketing stuff, I was just using the free version. Like there's ways to get around stuff, right? Like I'd hit the limit on editing things and I'd just bounce that and bring it into a new thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
get around it.
Yeah.
And then actually like what's really trippy about CapCut for people like trying to get into like making easy videos is it actually is easy and you can do cooler shit quicker than if you have a professional software. Like for me to do some of the stuff that CapCut does takes a lot more work and stuff because CapCut wants to be so user friendly.
Yeah.
So I'll be in CapCut like seeing some of the ways you can edit. You're like, damn. And then you try to do it in Final Cut. You're like, you can't even do it that easy. It's crazy. So just like anyone that wants to get into video editing and don't want to like get into some professional software, CapCut is really fun to get into and it's super easy too.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier, you know, and like I'm not some professional video guy, you know.
You're a professional audio guy.
Yeah, barely that. but you know, like just I think it's a great tool to use, you know what I mean? And like when you're an artist trying to do the thing, you use the tools that you have access to and
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
how I feel about Canva.
Yeah. People talk shit about Canva.
I use so much Canva, dude.
I tried
thumbnail this episode. All the things we're putting up.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us, Canva.
Yeah. Hey,
dude.
Canva. Sponsor them.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have like so when you're posting and getting ready for like really two questions? I think there's gonna be two questions. One, when you're do you have any set schedule that you post that, or you just like kind of post as you feel inspired? And then two, like the last song that you put out, did you have like a schedule you wanted to put out to like try to boost it as like an ad, or do you kind of like I said just kind of post stuff randomly?
People overthink content.
That's what this podcast is.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, like, I have no set schedule. It's just very dependent on what's going on in my life. Okay. You know, if I have a song coming up I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, every song I drop, I'm trying something new.
Yeah.
I see.
And I'm taking what I learned from the last marketing run and applying it to the next thing and trying something a little new. Right? Like I'm boosting ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear Gemini Danger, shout out to them. They are blowing up right now. And the first thing when they were talking with them, they're like, boost your ads, dog.
Yeah.
Like, if your reels are fire, those will randomly just get more, like thousands more plays, and it pushes it out, giving the algorithm a little more chance to judge it.
Yeah.
Good tip, dog. Good
Yeah.
tip.
Like if you've like find what naturally gets a bunch of likes, right? Like if your post gets 100 likes naturally, boost that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it gets 2 likes,
Don't do that.
maybe
Yeah.
you know, maybe not, you know, and I've just figured out what works for me, you know, and like those types of videos where I'm like sitting in my studio with like the words and whatever, I've figured out that Instagram likes that, so I do it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's funny because shout out to my wife again. She
Shout out to his wife.
and my wife. It's funny because she's like, you really got to find a new format. Like she's like, I'm getting sick of these, and I was like, yeah, but you see it all the time, you know. And it's like new people are gonna pop up. Like I've the one on there that like went like semi-viral, and like that didn't happen by accident. It's because I boosted it like 5 times. You know what I mean? Like it.
Like, how much are you boosting it with? Like 5, 10?
Like $50 here and there, and like I'm on a different tip. I've been sober for a little over a year now,
Cool.
and so I've been
We
taking
love sober DJs here.
Yeah,
And
congratulations.
producers at Slam. Good job, dude.
big ups.
Good job, man.
So I've been taking the like money that I would spend on like a night out and like just putting it into the
Real
marketing.
talk.
That's such a good way to think about it.
Yeah, and
Flip
it's like, hey, dang, you're blowing $200 at the bar,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know, I'll never judge anyone for their vices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do your thing, whatever. I just couldn't do it anymore. I needed to take a step back.
Yeah.
I was burning the candle at both ends. It was not good for me. But so taking the extra funds that I have and putting it towards something productive
That's awesome.
has been
dude.
great for me, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like way more focused on what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Those are like
So-
two big steps. It's like getting the sober and using the money well. That's awesome, dog. Especially to build your own. You're building yourself up while you're building yourself up. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
gang.
Gang, gang.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, shout out to social media, dude. I mean, it's a really cool tool to get to new fan bases and new homies. Like I have people that want me to come out to Portland, California, whatever, and they all discovered me from just like doing ads. And
Thank you so much for saying this for everybody, because it's such to not said enough that, hey, it is a tool that we can use so you can get gigs in California and Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to like put the work in, and they think that maybe they can just kind of not do that work and they get the exposure. And the people that put the work in get more exposure. They get their songs out to more people. And so like hearing someone like where on your journey you're being successful with it and doing a good job, everyone will listen. This is such good knowledge, dog.
Hey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I just like want to call it out, dude, because no
Yeah.
one else does, and it's so important that people
Appreciate that.
realize you know?
and like social media is like ruling the music scene, right? Which is, you know, double-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing, whatever. But now that I have a decent little following, when I'm getting these bookings, I'm like requesting a little bit more money. So like it's like like I use, you know, 50 whatever $100 to put towards marketing. So it's like, hey, that I become worth more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's like there's these DJs that'll go on shows and like wait till like the day of to say something,
Yeah.
and it's like May 31st. This ain't gonna matter later, but like May 31st, I'm playing with the Whittler in Omaha.
Cool. You could.
And
That's
like, yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
episode
Little-
comes
you-
out May 13th, by the way. So.
Oh, sick! Hell yeah!
Yeah.
You can use it.
Big up the Sioux Sound Collective,
Dude, hell yeah.
Miguel and the homies over there. But
Whittler's
like-
been one of my favorite artists since I've started listening to this music.
yeah, hell
like
yeah!
12
I get to
years
take
ago.
over the decks after him. That's just
Fuck
crazy.
yeah,
dude.
dude. You get to come on after a Whittler crowd. That'd be so fun.
I'm a come in strong,
You bet.
swinging
You
dude. 'cause
gotta.
I'm scared, dog. Yeah, yeah. Usually I come in with my sets like really like smooth and like let it build. Fuck that, I'm coming out swinging.
You got to give it a let's go, dude.
But like, shout out to Miguel and them. Like, obviously those are the homies, so they're bringing me out.
Cool.
But like, we negotiated a little bit more money, so like I could market proper.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make a like I would say maybe like 2 to 3 weeks out. I'm gonna make a video in that style and be like, yo, I'm Shawn Who, I make music like this.
Yeah.
If you're and then like target it to that area
and then boost it down
right?
that way.
Or yeah.
Cool.
Like I'm mad in the like I don't do any of the suggested bullshit. Like I sit there and like I nitpick for hours and like look at a map and be like, all right, Omaha, Nebraska. So Nebraska, what's around the area?
Yeah.
And like pick all the places around it. Like pick the places within like an hour and a half to 2 hours from it. You know what I mean? Pick that and like I have an audience that I built out myself within the marketing ads, whatever.
Cool.
Like put like SoundCloud, headphones, audio file, whatever. People that like I know listen to the type of music that I make.
Yeah. You're doing this all through Instagram.
Yeah.
Like there's no Facebook ads, right?
No, I'm not doing. No, I don't know. Meta Business Suite is fucking broken. It literally broke my brain trying to figure out. It's tough. I know I should be doing the Facebook ads too, but like Instagram is where I'm finding success. So I've just been kind of like all in on. That? So I've been kind of all in on there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like I'm playing Symmetry Festival.
Oh, cool.
On some like background stuff. We negotiated a little bit more money for me to like make a ad, whatever.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's really cool that you're saying this. Like you're able to, because you've been working on making social media presence and can make ads, you can now negotiate more money to people that are going to give you shows to post your own ads on. So you're getting to use money they're giving you to boost shit anyway.
Yeah.
That's so sick, dog.
Yeah. I mean,
this is so cool information.
It's like the power of investing in yourself.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
And like, so they're doing that on top of like they looked at my following. It's not like and it's super insane following yet, hopefully.
Yeah.
But like, they're gonna like run like dark ads too. But
I don't know what that means.
So a dark ad is like it's not the ad isn't coming directly from your page. But it's like an ad you'll see come up on your like social media, like so and so is playing at so and so festival, and like those just pop up, but it's nowhere else. Like it's not on the page. It's not like
I see.
So they call it dark ads because it's just like
it
pops.
Like,
yeah.
Like awareness than anything.
Yeah. So like it's not like it's different than like boosting a post, right?
I see.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So they like you got it. It sucks with all this stuff because you do have to figure out Meta Business Suite.
It is very, very complicated.
You have to like give them permissions and whatever entity wants to like run ads from your social media, you have to like give them permissions and whatever. Right. It's a nightmare, but yeah.
But once you get it all set up, though, it's extremely worth it.
Yeah, for sure. And like this is what all of the major. All of the people that you look up to are doing this.
Yeah.
Like, or they might have management teams that do it, or they have a social media team that runs all their stuff for them. But like, this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And like, I'm a bit of a like control freak with that type of stuff. So like, I like knowing how to do all of it. If I get to a point where it's like, I'm big enough to like, I can hire a team to do it, I'm probably gonna do that.
Yeah.
But like it is nice to know it myself, right?
Then you can help tailor to the team and when you get one together too. Like you'll see what's going on, what they're doing, not just like giving it to some random people. You'll be like, you guys are not doing this right. I've been doing it already,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's I loved everything I heard, and I can't wait to tell people.
Yeah. I know it's funny, like this whole social media thing. Like I've just been trying to figure it out too, and figuring out what works for me.
Yeah. And
now people are hitting me up like, "What do you do for whatever social media?" And it was like, man, it's just trying stuff, bro. Like, there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's just like music.
Yeah.
Right. Like experiment.
Yeah.
You figure out
And,
what works for
like,
you.
Honestly, throwing a little bit of money towards it.
Yeah, and you say throwing money is like I call it invest in yourself, dude. Like that's
Yeah.
the real thing. Like if you want like a proper career out of what you're doing, like you have to
Absolutely.
invest in yourself. Even outside of the Shawn Who project, like I had to invest in speakers, I had to invest in a DJ controller, I had to I have a massive library of music. Like I just updated my hard drive of like 50,000 songs.
Hell
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like that's
Crate's
it's a huge crate of music. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to invest in yourself or it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, and you can't expect to just mysteriously be discovered.
Yeah.
You know,
Too many
Yeah.
people do that, and I hear too many people with great music not wanting to take these little steps, and even if they took them in little ways, they would get so much more out of it than because you're not going to accidentally get discovered. And you can, I know some people that have some of the best music I've like heard, and it just sits on a laptop just because that doesn't sit there. They want to get it up, but they're like, listen to my new song.
right.
They have 200 followers on Instagram, and then they keep going. It's like, come on,
Right.
there's more to it. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's more to it for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So yeah, dude, this is
Yeah.
all really cool.
Yeah, like find other people that are on the same path as you. Make collective, be the homies, keep each other accountable. It's like because I'm part of a crew that is based out of Fargo, North Dakota, called Subculture. Those are all the homies. You know the homie Bombster. I don't know if you've heard his name coming up here. He's starting to catch a little wave here.
Cool.
The homie Wasoda or Alpinist, you know, he's doing the thing too, and my homie New Rain, and yeah, there's a bunch of the homies in there, but like we're all kind of on like the same path,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
We started our own here.
yeah, hell yeah,
Bass
And we-
Music Bakery.
yeah, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
It's
dude.
awesome, big ups. But like we're all in a chat together, and like you know that's where I'm hearing. We were talking earlier. It's like that's where I'm hearing all of Bombster's new stuff.
Cool.
And like we're keeping each other accountable and like learning and like
Yeah.
those guys. You know, when my social media started popping, they're like, "Oh my god, how?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, this is how," and like
Gave him
gave him the
Cool.
game and like gave him
yeah.
the tools to do it and like
Hell yeah.
you know. So it's the power of having a community around you is strong.
Yeah, you are the people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, for real.
Like ultimately at the end of the day.
It's like the cliche thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it's
But it's cliche for a reason.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the company you keep is who you are. You know, so gotta be careful.
Dude, for real. You gotta protect your energy.
Yeah, and you know, and if the people you're around are only partying, like
Do you
that's
want to
what
only be partying too? Because
Yeah.
that's like,
sometimes
They're doing.
yeah, sometimes it takes a year of locking in and not doing anything and
Yep.
yeah.
getting it figured out and then emerging. You know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm relating to that a lot right now because I feel like I've hit a transition in my life in the last like week even. Where I'm like, okay, it's time to just like focus
Mm-hmm.
and it's time to recenter my priorities in life.
Yeah.
So
And that's like an age thing too, right? Like
Yeah.
you get a little bit older and you start figuring out your priorities and like what's important in your life, right?
yeah.
Like my wife,
Yeah.
my wife is like genuinely my rock though, right? Like we've been together for 15 years
Oh dang.
and like we've been through thick and thin together and you know, when we met, I was a musician, so like she knew what she was getting into.
Yeah.
but she's been with me like from straight rock bottom to like where I'm at now.
Yeah.
You know, we have a house. Like
How's
we're
the
working
damn house?
on making a family together, and like
That's great.
you know,
Little
she's seen the good friends and the bad friends, and I've seen her good friends and bad friends, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just as you get older, you figure out what's most important for you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool, man.
Cool.
I feel like we're getting ready to land the plane.
of a
speak.
podcast. We're podcast landing.
Choo.
Well, yeah, dude. Thank you, Shawn. To close out the pod, we always like to ask our guests after we've been hanging out with you. Do you have any advice that you like to give to the people that have been listening, to the slam community, to the people online, and to any advice you'd like to give?
being a good person and being a reliable person and working on yourself genuinely will get you further than anything. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mike.
I'm not gonna drop it.
That was beautiful.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, SlamCast. Thank you, Shawn Who, for
Hey.
being here today. Everybody, check him out. Follow him on social media. Check out his music. It's everywhere that you can find music these days. And we'll link everything below for you. So make sure, click those links. And we'll see you next time.
Yep. And here's that song.
Resistance. We're still here.
Thanks for watching SlamCast. Wasn't that a fun episode?
Want to become a member at Slam Academy? Go to slamacademy.com for more information.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.